Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning.
We can get this started with Martine.
Hey, Trevor, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good.
Good. So we had heard, all off season that there was no shortage of interest from teams in you. What was the deciding factor or factors that went into the decision to sign with Oakland?
It was just a long process, and it was really good to see a lot of the interest that we had. But I think how normally these things work out, and I think it worked out this time where it seemed that Oakland had the most interest and really valued me being a part of this team the most, and that's something that as a player is always something I really value, and wanting to be a part of an organization and just being somewhere where I'm welcomed and where they are excited to have me, and then on the other side, just a great franchise, great historic a great history here with the team, and a winning team, a team that puts out a really competitive brand of baseball and an exciting brand of baseball, and looking at that over the years from across the field in the other dugout is something that's very attractive and appealing. And when I got to that point of evaluating those things, it's something that ultimately I really wanted to be a part of and experience for myself. So I'm excited to be here.
And you're part of a few moves here in the past couple weeks for the bullpen. What are your thoughts just coming in, seeing all the different guys that they've signed, and just the bullpen as a whole, and just you mentioned from playing against them for the past few years, just your thoughts on the team, what they've been able to do the last few years.
Yeah, there's a ton of, I think, you see a lot of the young talent, and especially for me looking on the pitching side, a lot of really young, talented arms, and then with the signings that they've been able to make, bringing in some veteran guys like myself and Romo and Petit, I think that adds just a lot of depth. And for this upcoming season where we're going to have a longer schedule than we did last year, I think that's going to really factor in across the league, is just having that depth and being able to have guys that have the experience and to be able to get through it. But it's a great the lineup, powerful lineup, very dynamic, speed and power and the things that they can do on the field. And looking at the starting rotation, a lot of guys that are just starting to break out, as well as some of the veteran mix. So I mean, it kind of checks all the boxes on paper, and so I think the team is excited about that. And I think that's ultimately why we were able to make the front office was comfortable making a lot of these moves to bring in some pieces to really hopefully take us to the next level, and that's really what I'm here for.
Manolo?
Good morning, Trevor. Welcome to our humble side of the world here. You were once one of the best, if not the best, closers in baseball. Of course, you went through the rough times with the injury and stuff like that. You picked the season to come back precisely when only 60 games in the season. What are some of the things you think that, talk about the process of coming back, and one of the things you had to do last year in such a short season to be the Trevor Rosenthal as before?
Yeah, thanks for that. I mean, there's, speaking to the injury, the Tommy John, and then the comeback, I think there's just so many factors that factored in to that time. It's hard to really pinpoint something, but I don't think it's necessarily something that was uncommon as far as, getting back the time it took to get my command and my control. But fortunately, through all that process, I had the health, I had the arm strength, the talent to throw the baseball like I do was still there. So that was encouraging for me. It's something that I could, kind of hang my hat on and know that if I could just continue to put in the work, the things would eventually come around. And that's exactly just what I did. I just kept showing up, just kept having faith that, be able to figure things out. And it kind of, it was cool to see how last year went. And I was really excited coming into spring training, and it seemed like when I was in camp down here in Arizona with Kansas City, things were really starting to click, and I was excited for the season. And so for me, it was unfortunate that the season got cut short because I feel like I had, a lot more to offer, and it ended up just being a little bit smaller sample size. But that's why I'm here today, and this year I'm just excited to keep building on that process of being a healthy and valuable contributor to a winning team.
You thought using nicknames might endear you to your new team.
Did you just call me Stanimal?
Turns out they only use that name behind Stan's back. Life's full of hidden problems. So we hid a comforting brownie in a Snickers.
I'm sure some of those guys in the pen, for example, like Petit and Romo, are guys that you have, faced being on the other side in the past. You have had a chance to talk to some of those guys. And what is your impression of, you talked a little bit about this before, about the number of veterans they have in that pen?
Yeah, those guys have, done great things in the game, had great careers, and being able to see them play on other teams and compete against them. And, it's a cool thing in this game whenever you get to eventually be a teammate with someone that you've always watched work from the other side. And so just, I think yesterday was really just my first day. So I'm still, in the process of, being a new kid at school and making some friends. But, definitely looking forward to seeing how these guys work. And, I think the things that they've accomplished in this game could speak for themselves. So the credibility is there. Now it's just, try and, take what I can from them, and then, really just hope that I can push them in whatever they need to ultimately, be the best, the best arms out there that we can be this year, and for me as well, just to learn from them and feed off of their confidence and energy.
Matt?
Hey Trevor, welcome to the A's. Happy to have you. Who are you? I know you're still new and you're figuring out who to be your friend and stuff like that. But who are you most excited to work alongside, or somebody that you're really glad that you don't have to throw to?
I mean, this whole team is exciting. Like I said, I think just from the outside looking in, like I said, just the brand of baseball that the Oakland A's have always brought to the league historically is just been exciting. It's played with a lot of passion, and really, I think what this clubhouse does is just create a really strong brotherhood bond. And I think that's what I'm excited to be experience and put in the work over here here for the next 6 weeks and create that bond and become brothers with these guys, and we can go into this season just having each other's backs. But I don't know. I'm looking forward just to working with everybody. I think, like I was talking about earlier, just the veteran pieces, the guys that you've always seen. It's really cool to see what you can learn from them, and then on the same end, compete with the younger guys. You want to keep pushing them. You want them to push you, and it just creates this really cool atmosphere of competition where, at the end of the day, the whole team is going to benefit from that. So that that's what I enjoy the most about the game. And I think the guys, you could probably guess the guys that I wouldn't want to face with Chapman and Piscotty, and the guys at the top lineup. I mean, this team's so deep, and this guy's so much power too. So I'm excited to pitch in the Coliseum. I think that's gonna be something that's beneficial to my pitching style. Hopefully with the bigger foul range and a little bit deeper park. So all those things are exciting.
Matt?
Hi, Trevor. Were the A's in touch with you throughout the free agent process, or were they a team that kind of came on a little bit later?
It was a little bit of both. We had, it's hard to remember. I think through the whole process, I saw how it was kind of dragging out, and it seemed like, it was going to take a little bit of time to, let the market develop and really, get, things fired up. So, at that point in time, I kind of shifted my focus to just controlling, my off-season workouts and how I was preparing and getting ready for the year, and, let my representation kind of take care of everything. But I know we had conversations with them, weeks prior to the signing, and the interest level was high, and on our side and on their side, we thought it would be a really good fit. And then as things shook out in the final hours, like I said, it just kind of became apparent that they really valued me as an individual, as a player, and I think that gave me a lot of confidence that I could have success here and help this team.